Welcome to another episode of the Workbench at the Velocity Dome. We're having a race in a couple weeks here at the Velocity Dome, and in the club I'm with, and the club I race with, we are able to choose. We race specific cars. We have 5 classes. We do an IROC, we do a club stock, a box stock, super stock, and then one of the classes we run we call the special event race, and that's where each track owner gets to pick out a particular chassis that they want to race. And in the last few years we've been doing it, no one has chosen this chassis, and I don't know why I'm crazy enough to choose it. But if those of you who are familiar, this is a Tyco HP 7, probably one of the most irritating HO scale chassis known to mankind when it comes to consistency and racing. So what I'm going to do in this little quick series or this little video is I'm going to try and make this car as good as humanly possible to make it race. So let's go down to the track, put her on there, see what kind of lap time we get, and then we'll make some adjustments, and I'll show you what I do, and then we'll see if it gets any better. Okay, so here we are down the track. I've got the HP 7 ready to go. This is total stock. The only thing that I've replaced so far are the rear tires. I put some silicones on there. So let's run some laps and see what kind of times we get and see how it looks like when she's driving. Okay, stock Tyco HP 7 with only silicone tires on the back. Alright, stock Tyco HP 7, fastest lap 6.288. Now let's take her back up to the workbench, make some adjustments, and see what she can do then. Alright, we're back up on the workbench. We've had the car on the track. I think it was the best lap I did in the stock form with just the silicone tires on the back was a 6.288. So the first adjustment I'm going to do is I'm going to take this complete axle assembly out, and I'm going to put in this axle assembly. This is a Tyco 440 X2 axle assembly, and if you were to have the stock one in there, you can see how the stock one is really kind of rough, and it catches and sticks, and I think that could be a reason why it doesn't go as fast. So I'm going to put a Tyco 440 X2 rear end in it. I've taken the 440 X2 wheels off and put some HP 7 wheels on there and some silicone tires, and you can already see just by doing that the amount of smoothness that came back and how it doesn't catch on anything. And the second adjustment I'm going to make is going to be with the pickup shoes. And what I'm going to do there is take my pliers and I'm going to remove this first bend in there and make it flat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other pair of pliers, if I can find it. Okay, I found the proper set of pliers. So now that I've flattened the shoe out, I'm going to take these and I'm going to put the shoe in here, and then I'm going to put a new bend in it like that. And I'll do that to the other one also. The reason I do this is I think this gives the pickup shoe more contact, plus it moves its contact down past the guide pin, which I think should help it, hang up around the corner, not hang up around the corners, and good time on it. So let's run it back down to the track and see how it comes out. All right, back on the track after making the adjustments. Let's see how she goes. All right, after the adjustments, 5.503. Okay, so in stock form, my HP7 did a lap time of 6.288. And then after all of my adjustments and replacing of stuff, I brought the time down to 5.503. So that's a substantial reduction in lap time, so I'm happy about that. So let's review what changes I made. Number one is I replaced the stock gear, axle gear, with a Tyco 440X2 gear, axle gear. And then you can see that I took the HP7 wheels and put those on the Tyco axle. And the reason you have to do that is because this little piece of plastic right here, you can see that, won't allow you to put a wide tire on and still make it inside of a tech block. So that's the first change I made. The second change I made is, I don't know if you can see the pickup shoes, but the ones on the right are the stock ones, and the ones left, of course, the ones I modified a little bit. And what I did was I moved this bend back to the guide pin, and I just think that when these pickup shoes are on here, they're so much further in front that they have a tendency to come off the rail and make bad connections. So that really, I think, was a major improvement, having this, a little bit longer. And then the other item you need to pay attention to when you grab one of these and try to race it is the motor can, the can motor. A lot of times, I don't know if you can tell, and maybe this is just an optical illusion, but on this one, the stock one, you can kind of see that the motor sits lower in the front than in the back. And if you turn them upside down, this one doesn't show it too bad, but I mean, it looks pretty level right there. But if you take a look at this one, the one I'm going to be racing, it looks a lot more level, and it looks a little bit more level on the bottom side. So I think it's a big deal to have this motor as level to the chassis as possible, and I think that really helps in the gear mesh and in the running it on the track as flat as possible and close to the rail as you can get. So those are the changes that I made. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like, make some comments. Let me know what you think, and see if it works for you. All right? Thanks a lot.